Welcome to the Rooted Warriors, the podcast where the bonds of sisterhood are not just celebrated, but explored through laughter, tears, and everything in between. Join me and my two dearest friends as we dive deep into the roots of our own friendships, sharing stories and challenges. Whether you're looking for inspiration, advice, or just a good story, we're here to bring a piece of our sisterhood right into your life.
Hello, my midnight sparklers. Welcome to a brand new year and a brand new episode of Rooted Warriors. We're counting down and stepping boldly into 2025, hearts full of hope and heads buzzing with big dreams. This is the year we set the bar higher, laugh a little louder, and chase those wild goals we've been whispering about.
Should old be forgot and days of old lang syne. For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne. We'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang.
Good evening, ladies.
Hello, hello.
Hello, my sister.
Hello. What a week for celebration, huh?
Yeah, we got New Year's Eve coming up here on Tuesday. You guys excited? You doing anything special?
I was going to say, big plans, anyone?
I'm watching my grandbaby.
So
My
I have
grandbaby,
no-
Judy.
I have no plans. I think we're staying home.
Really? I'm surprised.
Yes.
Mrs. World Traveler.
I think
You mean
we're-
not on the Riviera?
Yeah, we're going on the Riviera this week. What is happening?
I'm not
What is
either.
happening?
Well, Greg's like, what are we going to do for New Year's? And I said, I didn't have any plans. He's all, we banging pots and pans as usual. Because that's what we always do with the kids.
Banging
I love
boots, more
that.
like it.
I'm lucky. I'll take it.
Yeah. No, I have been so rested.
That's good. That's great.
Yes.
And you have been quilting and sewing like a mofo. How about the gifts she just brought us?
Oh my gosh.
Holy crap. It's like Grandma Gina has rolled through with 35 years of experience in sewing.
In like 30 days.
I have a travel bag because, you know, she's the world traveler. So she gave us each a travel bag for our makeup brushes.
Or
And-
paintbrushes.
Or whatever.
Mhm.
And they're amazing because she took the time to find the kind of pattern and fabric that you and I would each like. They're both different
They are.
and they're super cool. Thank you so much.
You're
Well,
welcome.
and I was so impressed, like by the way they're pressed and they're nice and like crisp and stuff like that.
So nice.
So I was looking at all that sewing stuff and getting all inspired, and I'm like, oh, they're ironing. Oh, it's
a lot of
really
work.
It is a very detailed.
work.
I've learned so much. But it is my favorite thing. It is my obsession. And the funny thing is we were in Scottsdale a couple of weeks ago, and while Adam was doing business, his mother is only about 25 minutes outside of Scottsdale. So, and I took my granddaughter. So me and Gigi spent the days with Terry. So we had gone to the museum, and the aquarium. And then the next day she said, oh, did I tell you there's like 7 quilting shops
Oh my
here?
goodness.
And I was like, what? There's so much to know, right? So right away when I first learned to sew, I like go to Joann's and I'm buying, so much material, just endless amounts of nonsense.
It's
And
hard not to be excited, right?
Yeah. And you just don't know, right?
You don't know what you're buying.
Know until you get fabric. in your hands. And I am obsessed with fabric now.
Is it texture for you or the colors? Because me, it's texture.
It's not. There's such a difference, and I didn't know. So what I was buying at Joann's is just like low quality, low printed. It's not great. I'm sorry, Joann's. I love I love you anyways.
Great for a beginner.
Yes, great for a beginner. But if you were doing something and you wanted something a little more elegant or something nicer, there are specialty shops for that. And there very much is a difference in the types of fabrics. And I have just become so overly in love with them.
She's a fabric snob.
Yes.
That's what's happened. Did you
Another
see the
thing.
stitching that she did? She did like a special stitching on it that's like a flower.
It was like, like a row of flowers.
I was like, what the hell is
that
this?
a setting on your sewing machine?
Mhm.
That's
So
Yeah.
cute.
So
Yeah.
cool.
It used to give me like anxiety trying to do that, but now I'm like all over the map. I
On
will
TikTok.
do pretty much anything.
That's
On
so
TikTok,
fun.
it says that they're like, why am I having anxiety that you're going to stab your finger with
Yeah.
a sewing needle?
But so I started with just like, oh, I wanted to make Maddie a quilt for the baby, or wanted to make Gigi a quilt, which I gave her for Christmas. And I'm in the middle of making one for Ophelia. But the more my eyes open and the more time I spend on YouTube watching videos, I want to make my own clothing.
I love it.
That's me.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. I love
But
it.
first, I'm going to make some canvas bags for y'all. So-
I love that. Let's start with us.
Yes.
And work your way to the rest of the world.
Yes.
Right?
But it has been.
So is that going to be one of your New Year's resolutions to start your own clothing company?
I don't know about clothing company, but it is definitely to be better at it, to learn and craft a skill that I am completely obsessed with. And I never thought that this is where I'd be. Right? Like this would be my hobby.
Right.
Or this is how I would dream and spend all of my time.
Right.
Like last night we went to bed and Adam fell asleep right away. And I was like, well, I'm going to go sew, and
How
I got to
funny.
go down to my sewing room and then just sew for like 3 hours.
Wow.
Yeah. Or church. I'm like, okay, so between getting home from church and then running to the businesses and then coming to like, how long do I have to sew? That's me.
It's your new
I love
addiction.
it. That's
Oh,
awesome. That's
yeah.
how it
It's a
should be.
positive addiction.
But I've never really had a hobby. I mean, golfing last year, right? So
Yeah.
that's a good, healthy hobby. So that will come in spring
In
again.
spring, we'll be back.
Yeah. But, for now, I don't know. I'm obsessed.
I love it.
For sure.
I think it's great.
Do you have any hobbies that you're thinking of this year?
I always have like the hobby of the season because that's how Mo is.
Because we're ADHD,
Yeah,
so it's like
whatever. So I bought both of my girls for Christmas as part of their Christmas gifts bread makers. So I was telling Gina that Hannah thinks that Ethan might have a gluten allergy. And then she was telling me about these millers that you can get for your counter so you can mill your
Yes.
own flour.
Mhm.
yes.
And they have certain ones that are better for people with gluten issues. So I showed Hannah that. I'm going to get her, Katie, and myself, where we all have our own bread makers and our own millers. And we're going to learn how to mill our own flour and make these really cool breads.
I love it.
And you can bake bread in your oven. Like you
Yeah.
don't need a bread maker.
Yeah,
right?
you don't even
So
need a
you
bread.
can
I
just
have
do
I have
it.
all this stuff to do
Yeah.
it without the bread maker for myself. And I won't make a ton because,
Mhm.
I've been low carbing. And, during the holiday, I was just telling Gina this, during the holidays, I ate whatever I wanted because, I wanted to be like, I wanted to enjoy the holidays. So I didn't control that for about 4 or 5 days. I went off my diet. And the result was the day after Christmas, and, I have polymyalgia, which is a multiple arthritis, and it's an inflammation disease.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so they wanted me to go on medicine for it. It's a really strong medicine. I'd have to take it the rest of my life. Anyone that knows me knows I absolutely hate medication. Every time I take medication, I think that I have every side effect that it says on the bottle.
Mhm.
So it
Mhm.
it turns me into a hypochondriac. So that's why I don't take medication. That's
Well,
the
it
real
probably
truth.
makes you feel bad.
That's
and
the real
why.
truth.
Yeah.
Like I don't like medicines in me. It makes
Mhm.
me, and I'm scared to because I don't like drugs. Like I get all freaked out. Right. So anyways, so they wanted me to take this medicine my whole life. I didn't want to do it. I did steroid shots in my neck. I had 5 steroid shots in my neck and shoulder. I had 3 in my elbow, 2 in my other elbow. The result was last year my face swelled up like a balloon. I don't know if you remember last Thanksgiving, my face looked like a moon. It was terrible. So then I said, I'm never doing steroids again, any type of steroid for my arthritis, which is the other thing that's supposed to help my arthritis. Then I started looking into the anti-inflammatory diet, which basically is cutting out all carbs.
Yeah.
And
sugar.
sugar.
Right.
Which is, as you guys know, I have done, and I've lost over 20 pounds. I'm at 23 pounds lost right now.
Woohoo!
And which is great. But so during the holidays, I'm carb loading, enjoying everything, and my daughter's making these amazing dishes, and I don't want to be rude and not eat those dishes. So the day after Christmas, I'm going to start back on my normal diet.
Sure.
I wake up in the morning and I am in more pain than I've been in 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
I wake up in the middle of the night in the most excruciating pain. My back was, I'm like getting teary eyed just talking about it. I was in so much pain. I got up. I had to go to work that
Must
day.
have scared you.
I was in so much pain. And I'm like, dude, what is going on? And then I got this cramp in my leg. I've never had leg cramps before in my life. And Bob's like, oh, I get those. Like, it's like an old person thing. I'm like, Jesus. And so all night I couldn't sleep the rest of the night.
Oh my gosh.
I woke up, had to go to work. I was doing stretches, trying to and I told Gina, I know that it's from all the carb loading that I did
Food related
for those 4 days. So I could not wait to go back on my healthy eating, because I'm like, I know that I feel immensely better and my arthritis is so much better. But even now, so that was Christmas, the day after Christmas. So now it's been almost a week.
Right.
And I still have, my hands are still really swollen. My neck still really hurts me, but I feel so much better having been back on my low carb, no sugar.
That's wild.
It's wild. And then I was just telling Gina, because I've been on this sup kick, because I love making soups.
It's so fun.
And not to brag, but I make some bomb ass
like what?
soups.
What's your favorite one?
So I have a few favorites now because I've learned different ones, but I make a minestrone, which is my mother-in-law's. Then I made this white bean one that I use a ham shank in, and it is freaking out of this world good. It's creamy. It's delicious. It's so good. Then I just made this week a sausage one where I put just a couple cans of the white beans. I put kale in it. I put sun-dried tomatoes in it.
Like a zuppa Toscana.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is, with sun-dried tomatoes, tons of onion.
You
So
said
good.
tomatoes.
I do. That's how I say it.
so
Is that
cute.
bad? Is that bad?
That's just old fashioned.
I mean,
tomato.
Or
So-
Southern or something.
Anyway, so I made that and I took that crap down after 2 days. And then I just made today the Panera knockoff of the cheddar broccoli. And I had it before I came here today. Girls, it is rocking good.
You're like, is this really a diet?
I'm
Because I
like,
can
dude,
wrap
this
my
is
head around. Yeah.
bomb. And, anyone that knows me, I don't eat vegetables. I don't eat fruit. I think they're all gross. But so soup is a sneaky way. But I was telling Gina, the sodium is starting to sneak up on me too with my
Yes.
swelling. So I told her I'm going to have to start using low sodium
Yeah.
broth.
So
It's our age.
Yeah.
look at Baja Gold salt and even Redmond's salt.
Okay.
Redmond salt is so if you're using regular salt, it's iodized and it will affect you that way. But if
Right.
you use Himalayan, I don't mean just what they say is Himalayan, but I mean Redmond salt.
Right.
We started with that. You can have so much more of it without having it elevate.
Oh, that's nice.
So, and then Greg just recently found that the Baja Gold salt is basically every mineral that you're missing in your body. It
Is in it?
replenishes.
Where do I get this?
I'll just send you the link.
That's amazing. I'm
and
going
then
to
you
start doing that.
and then
yeah.
please don't limit your salt. Take
Yeah.
as much, not as much as you want, but as much as you were eating, and use it and see if it makes a difference.
And I think the other issue is I've been using at Sprouts, they make this CBD Epsom salt soaks.
Okay.
So because of my pain, I've been taking the Epsom salt baths.
How often?
I take it every day,
Just once?
just once.
Okay.
But I have a big bathtub and I go crazy with it. So I put hella stuff in there because I'm excessive with everything, right? So I have to throw it all in there. And so I think that paired with eating a ton of soup, I think it's making me retain a little bit of water. so I think that after I'm done with this soup and I'm done with the CBD salt, I think you're going to see a 10-pound reduction.
Making you retain water.
Water weight.
I've heard that if you stay in Epsom too long or you do more than one bath due to pain and things like that, it will make you exhausted.
No, I am so tired. But I got done with, because we opened up this new store. I feel like I'm talking too much, guys. Like, who else is going?
Well, this is very interesting. This is very interesting.
Listeners. This is not the norm. Sorry about that. We just opened up this new store in Modesto, which has been gangbusters.
What store?
We opened up Gold Dust Pizza Express in Modesto, and it has been surprisingly busy. We did not expect it. And so I've been back in store working, and poor Jeremiah has not had a break. It's been a lot. So between that, not eating right, then all this other stuff, I just feel like, it's like I got hit with a ton of bricks out of nowhere. So like, I just got to reset. Push that reset.
But that cortisol will cause inflammation too.
It is. And it's funny, as Gina talked about that. She's like, it's your stress levels. How many fucking times do I have to tell you? It's the stress.
She's like, I'm sick. I'm really, really sick. And I'm like, because you've depleted your immune system.
I got the flu.
This is what happens every time.
Every time. I got the worst flu of my life because I worked 8 days straight.
Greg was telling me about
it was open to close because we have no one. Like, we were not expecting this. And on the 9th day, I got super sick. I started feeling sick for a couple of days, but I was like, hey, I'm going to be all right. I'm going to truck through it. Like, you pretend in your own mind that it's your allergies or whatever. Then I woke up on a Saturday morning and I had a high fever. I never get fevers. When I had mono twice and I never had a fever. I was so sick. I felt like a truck hit me for 2 days. I couldn't get out of my bed. It was the worst flu I've ever had. COVID has nothing on whatever this crap was I had.
And it is going rampantly around.
God, everybody's sick
it was
right now.
so bad. Then I had a cough for 14 days, guys. Yeah. Coughing for 14 days. But that's part of the inflammation disease that I have too.
It is. And unfortunately, you won't settle your ass down.
No. And it makes it so much worse.
You're not going to take care of yourself.
And I haven't enjoyed my life. No. Like my best day, besides Christmas, of course, was being with my granddaughter yesterday, watching Hallmark shows and just chilling, which, by the way, Hallmark has a series, The Way Home. You guys have got to watch it. So good. I highly recommend it.
I'm so putting it on.
It's so good. I love it.
I'm going to go home and binge watch it.
And it's not like a cheesy Hallmark. You know how like some of them are really cheesy?
I like those cheesy Hallmark
Me too.
movies.
They're very feel good.
Some of them are really
And it's
cheesy,
like the
though.
same actor from movie to movie.
The same hot guy. What's that guy's name?
I don't know.
He's the same guy in every one.
Mom, weren't you the snowman?
Like, what's going on
The
now?
last
Frosty.
movie?
I'm just
Yeah.
Anyway, so enough about me. Please move on to
my
someone else. I'm
gosh.
sorry.
Well, okay, so it's just about to be New Year's.
Yes.
And I was thinking, do you guys, is it something you guys do? Do you guys make New Year's resolutions, or you just do goals? Anybody do vision boards for their year? Like, how do you guys plan out your year, especially for an amazing year that's coming, right? We got a new
we're
president.
excited.
It's 2025.
Yes.
I mean, it's in the air of
It
just
is in the air.
excitement, right?
Right.
So what do you guys do? Do you have resolutions? Do you set goals? So goals in relationships? Like, how do you guys do that?
I think, remember the whole resolution thing? People are so against it. They want to do something different. They don't want to call it a resolution. But in the end, it kind of ends up being some sort of resolution or goal. And yeah, I do. I think it's just the timing of New Year's that is just after the holidays and everybody's kind of ready for a new change. Like Mo was just talking about, like she couldn't wait to get back on her diet or whatever. It's everybody wants to get better. It seems like after indulging after the holidays, but I don't make vision boards or anything. And maybe in my head or whatever, it's more of a, I just more think of the things that I would like to purge in my life or things I want to accomplish in the next year. But it's not really like for this New Year's resolution, I'm going to do this, or anything like that. It's just like I recently just gave up. Actually, I was using THC as a way to deal with anxiety and depression. And I thought I was using it as a tool. Well, come to find out, I was using it to basically, which is the way it started. And it worked very well for me. That said, it became more of something I was using to numb myself in a way where I just didn't have to feel because of the things that were going on with the boys and the way I was feeling and things like that. So this year, like in a sense, I guess that's why I said purging. I feel the need to kind of get rid of everything that does not serve me anymore.
Love it.
I don't care
Love
if it's
that.
people or
Word.
you know, or some sort of activity or movie or shows that I'm watching, whatever. I'm like purging. I just feel this need to like let go of everything that does not serve
I love
me
that.
anymore.
Love it. What about you, Gina?
Yeah.
I'm not a New Year's resolution person
Okay.
because it's too big of a task.
It's like setting yourself up,
I'm like
right?
setting myself up for failure, right? So I would say, like, I had this idea of having mini goals, like for each month.
Ooh, I like that.
Right.
That's such a great
Break
That
idea.
is a good
Yeah.
idea.
Like,
what?
if
I
so
love
let,
this.
like just say if my goal was to lose weight, right?
Mhm.
And then I would break that up into mini goals, like to accomplish that. So maybe January, my mini goal was to wake up every morning and make my bed and vacuum my room and tidy up my house, but all 31 days of January. And that was my goal, to accomplish that.
to
And
do
then
it every day
every
consistently.
single day, just a consistent task
That's
every
cool.
day. And then maybe February it was, hey, I've been moving my body more than I normally would because I like to leave my bed unmade, type of thing. You know what I mean? Now I've accomplished making that almost like a habit,
A good one.
right?
Yeah.
After 31 days. Now I've got this
I love
habit of
this.
waking up and
This is so good.
doing that. So maybe February, it's just adding one more thing to that routine. So maybe it's, wall squats all month long. It's a short month. So
I love that, Gina.
maybe it's, and it's mini goals. So maybe the first week it's 5, maybe the next week it's 10. And then, you know what I mean?
And
then
now
March,
you're doing 30.
yeah.
Right?
And then
Oh, I
March,
love
I might
that.
just add something else. Like it's February. What is my mini goal this month? And then I've kind of accomplished
I think
one
we all
creating
should do that.
habit.
Wouldn't that
love
be a
this.
good
I
idea?
think this is great.
I was
Yeah.
doing some research on that also, and I was thinking like, because I oil pull and things like that. So I was thinking like, if I could just do it consistently every day for the 20 minutes or whatever that it takes every day, I know that it won't be such a chore later. I'll just.
How do you do it?
You can use just a bite of coconut
Do you?
oil, but I don't. I use Guru Nanda.
The liquid?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that is so awesome. That's what we do.
What the
And
hell
if
are
you
you talking
just
about?
put it right by
What the hell are you
me
bees
and
talking about?
Adam
Oil
and I
pulling?
have
Adam's
been
doing it
doing
too?
yeah, we've been doing it for about 2 weeks.
It remineralizes your teeth. It gets rid of
And then we
cavities.
do like the tongue scraping.
Yep, I do that too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So like your a lot of your immune system starts in your mouth,
Look at her face.
right?
If you guys could
So-
see Momo's face right now, she's
I
looking
just
at us
don't
like
know
we're
what the hell's
crazy.
happening right
She's
now.
like, "What's a Guru Nanda?"
I'm like, where's Robert when we need him?
Yeah.
Oil, come help us.
Oil pulling.
Oil pulling would be like, so if you get it in the liquid form, which mine has mint in it, so it makes
Mine
it a
too.
lot easier. So if I get up in the morning, walk to my bathroom, brush my teeth, I like squirt it in my mouth, and you just swish it around your mouth as long as you can. With the mint, it tastes really good, so it doesn't bother me as much.
Do it
I'll
while you're
do
putting
it
on
while
makeup.
I'm putting on
Yeah.
my makeup.
10 minutes.
So get my makeup on, go spit it out. So oil or the pulling with the coconut, it helps your gums, it helps your teeth, it helps
It
with
makes them whiter?
with so many things.
I just
Yes.
started doing it kind of regularly, and but I've had it for the last year. It was kind of a goal last year, but my consistency is part of my goals
Right.
is being consistent about things. Because everything about ADHD makes me want to like change my mind.
So I would just say, just be consistent with one thing
yeah, that
right?
month.
That month,
Yeah.
just one thing.
Okay, so this oil stuff, where do I
It's
get this?
coconut oil,
We'll send you a link.
right? Yeah,
Mhm.
but this
I'm getting a lot of links. Are you guys writing this shit down?
yeah.
So
This is
over
this
here.
one is
I'll do
this one is liquid. So
Okay.
it comes with a little cup, so you can measure it out in the cup. But I'm just like into
That's a
my
good
mouth.
idea. I measure it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And then you just swish it around, and then you Google pooling,
Mm-hmm.
right? Coconut oil pooling, and you can get all the information because I don't want to say
Cool.
something that's not correct.
Well, it actually will pull like toxins and stuff out
Out
of
of your
Mhm.
yeah,
That's
and if you
nice.
have like receding gums,
Mhm.
like it'll help with so many things,
Yeah.
cavities, all kinds of things.
There's a
That's
girl on
great.
TikTok that I watch it that she actually completely reversed all of. She needed a crown, she needed she had a cavity, and she was doing it, and it basically makes because our teeth are basically like crystals,
Right.
and if you add the right minerals, they will heal themselves.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just doctors and dentists don't want you to know that, and they'll call it bogus and all this kind of stuff. But of course, they wouldn't make any money if we started doing this on
Right.
our own. Some hardcore people will take a giant bite of coconut oil, and it
Ugh.
works great too. But
Yeah, it
chewing
does.
coconut oil is
Ugh.
For some reason,
gagged.
Yeah, so I gagged too. So
Ugh.
as soon as I scoop it and put it in my mouth, I'm like,
yeah, and I love coconut, but
and
I can't.
It's hard. It's hard, and then it gets all liquidy and it's all warm.
It's
It's
not good.
Yeah.
Okay, note to everyone: if you're going to oil pull, do not spit it in your drain. Spit it in the garbage can because it will solidify. And actually, even though it's liquid form, they were saying it's really bad for your pipes. It'll mess up your drains.
Okay.
And stuff.
Yeah.
Good to know. Thanks for telling me that.
I
Yeah.
was oddly enough on my makeup table. I have a water bottle
That's smart.
most of the time,
So
so
you
I
spit into
I'll
that.
spit it into the
Yeah.
water bottle. So
I
don't
have
put it
water
in my-
bottles all over my bedroom because
Yes.
I don't know about you
Find
guys,
an
but
empty one.
I drink 2 bottles of water throughout the night.
Do you?
Oh,
Yeah. I'm always thirsty. I think part of it is my allergies.
Mhm.
So I'm always thirsty. So
It's
I,
perimenopause also.
it's whatever. I'm
So-
a mess.
The other thing that they have on Gurnetta, do you use the mouthwash stuff? It's
No,
like
right
half
now just I'm
peroxide.
doing the tongue and then the oil pulling.
Well, they have like a mouthwash. It's 2 separate cylinders in the bottle, and it combines when you pour it,
Mhm.
but it whitens your teeth. Like
Mm.
it's so when you use it regularly, it's
Mhm.
so good. And then if you have any gum issues or you have maybe a sore tooth or something, it works so good.
Mm.
Oh, that's cool.
But I was
Yeah.
trying to figure out. I was going to tell you what it was that oil pulling did, but I'm not sure if it's going to come up quick enough.
It's all right.
But it like really, and there's a bunch of other things they were saying, like it's not like just oral hygiene, but we were talking about it whitens teeth, and it does like the toxin removal. This is one of the best ways that you can take vitamins is sublingually, is putting it
Mhm.
underneath your tongue.
right.
'cause
Yeah.
we
Gina
absorb.
had me doing that
Yeah.
back when I was having different issues. And
Yeah.
it really does work.
Dr. Shade Quicksilver has like some of the best sublingual vitamins I've ever.
That's what I bought you.
Yeah,
It's
so
all from
best
them. Mhm.
ever. I wouldn't
From
buy anyone else.
Quicksilver?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're the best.
There's a throat spray that
Oh,
she gets me, and I
yes.
haven't had it in a few years. And I keep asking her for it. But that throat spray
So they're
heals my
She's a
throat.
they're
genius.
sold out of it all the
It
time.
literally is the only thing that heals my
Yeah.
throat. Because ever since I had mono the first time, my throat
Mhm.
has always been effed up since.
Yeah.
I'm reading this, and I don't know. Do you guys ever get dry mouth or anything?
Oh, yeah, I get it
Mhm.
all the time.
Well, that it stops that. That's the first thing that I noticed. Actually,
Wow.
I was just telling Jason about it. I was like, "Do you ever get dry mouth?" That's the one thing. It almost like lubricates your mouth, and you feel very like wearing
Hydrated
moisture.
in there.
But the other thing it just brought up, which I thought was really interesting, is it says that it reduces inflammation and
Oh, that's
bacteria load
great.
in the body.
That's what I need.
Yeah.
You would need to do it 10 to 20 minutes a day in
That's
order for
literally
it to
what I
make a
need.
difference.
So if you did
But-
10 minutes in the morning
10
and
minutes
10
is
minutes
great.
at night,
Right.
Mhm.
you'd be
That's great.
kicking ass. Yeah.
yeah,
That's what I need.
yeah, that's like one of those.
Yeah.
things,
But these things only work if you do them.
I know. That's the thing
Yeah.
that Gina gets mad at me about. So I do
Yeah.
it for like a week. And I'm like, okay, well, I should be 100% healed. I don't know what's wrong.
and I'm in the same boat
I'm
as
all,
that.
this thing must be broken.
Or you spend the summer like relaxing and being a grandma and taking care of your
Yeah.
health. And then you go back like full
right back.
force and then make yourself sick.
Yeah.
Only
that's
because I've
literally-
watched her
Overly
get sick
detox.
over these last couple years.
so much.
The last probably 6.
6 years.
Yeah, about 6 years. It's like chronic
Clockwork.
something is always happening, and it's
Yes.
her stress level, and it depletes her immune system, and then it's like.
Do you think she
we're
ever
cleaning
detox
it up.
detox flus where like when she does that and then she goes back to the healthy way, that reducing the toxins, it can cause like, because you're detoxing, it can cause flu-like symptoms. A lot of people get really sick
Right.
from detoxing, like their liver and their kidneys and doing so. I would just wonder sometimes if it hits her really hard because she reduces her toxic load so fast.
I think three at least quarterly, so 4 times a year. you should fast
So
and do a 3-day
Yeah.
fast.
Hannah's doing a water
Yeah.
fast right now. She's doing
So
a
water-
7-day
So
water
good.
fast.
I wouldn't recommend a water fast.
Right.
But if you did like if she
Broth,
was
bone
do
broth.
the bone broth.
I asked her
with-
about the bone broth, and she was like, "I'd rather just do water because it makes her sick
So
to
it
think about it."
depends
She's the
on-
picky kid,
But it depends on what it is you're trying to do. So the water fast is great if you're trying to reduce disease.
right?
And it's a very quick way of doing it, but I cannot say enough about how much water you need to be drinking. You have to drink water. You will die. Like you
Yeah.
can't just stop eating.
Yeah.
But ask Greg about it. He's the water detox guy,
Right.
and it works so good for him.
Right.
I juiced. I did green juices.
See, I'd rather like have like a middle ground there. Like I think I would be a broth gal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'd definitely be able to do broth.
You know, and if you did it
Yeah,
yourself,
because I'm
and
not
she
a
went,
fruit person, and I can't stand
Well, this
Yeah.
is
just
really
water.
bad.
if
It's
she
really
went
bad. The
and
juice.
got the bones and made the bone broth where the marrow was coming out, and that's what she was filling her body with,
Mm-hmm.
it would be phenomenal for her. Yeah.
So I have a hard time with bone broth also. So that I kind of get what
Yeah,
she's
she was
saying.
like, I'd rather just not.
But Greg was doing it every day along with hard boiled eggs and these meatballs that he would make. And so he was doing pure protein.
Mhm.
And I swear he was
I mean,
doing
but
well.
at some point we need to realize that food is our medicine.
Yeah.
And we have to get over ourselves and our need for, luxury coffees all the time and,
Yeah.
and all of these
Me.
things, right? For our health.
because it doesn't
So
serve you anymore.
doing the carnivore thing was like the worst idea in my head. Cause meat, I was like maybe
hate
a
meat.
little bit of ground beef, but not a lot, just a tiny bit of ground beef and a whole bunch of lunch meat.
Yeah.
That was all the meat that I ate my whole life.
Yeah. Me too.
And so doing this, it was incredibly hard and very gaggy. Like the smell of meat gags me, like it rotting in my stomach. That's what I thought. Those were all the things that I thought, it's just rotting inside of my body. And
Mhm.
but it's the best thing that ever happened to me.
Right. Well, it made such a huge difference for you. You
100%.
completely, your joints and all the things, the swelling that you were having just all like went away. I just kind of like had an idea just because like of the way we were just talking about how we all should do this. Maybe next podcast, we should come together with our 12-month
plan.
and
Our
talk
mini
about
goals.
it.
Our mini goals. Yeah.
Mhm,
I
our
like
monthly
that.
goals that we're going to work on.
Or we
like
just
that.
we do a quarter and come together with our
First three.
first three.
I love it. I
January,
think that's
February,
great.
March. Less pressure.
Yeah. I
Right?
like that.
Right.
I like that.
Because
Less
they may
homework.
change
Yeah.
throughout the year.
You're right.
Because we don't know what's going to happen.
Or
But
because
if we
we're
did,
going to change
Yeah.
throughout the year.
so maybe 3 months is perfect.
Maybe it would prompt something else too. Maybe you're like, oh, this works so well. I want to try this. So you might push
Right.
something else out of the way. But I will tell you that taking that THC away from me, I no longer vape. And this isn't to say that it's bad or bothers me or anything like that. It just wasn't serving me anymore.
Yeah.
And and I feel this weird need. I don't know. Have you ever felt this before, to deprive yourself? You
Yeah.
just feel like, no, you can't have that.
Yeah.
The answer is
Yeah, I
no.
have.
Like, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm it's some sort of like masochistic or like something I'm trying to do to myself or hurt myself in some way, but it's at least healthy, I guess, like trying to take things out of your
Yeah,
life.
It's
I
like your
like that.
soul talking to you.
Well,
Yeah.
It definitely was a Holy Spirit thing. It was definitely the next thing that was riding on me. It was like, okay, now we're going to work on this. You're leaning too hard on this, and then you need to be talking about it. You need to be very present in everything that you're doing. And that was the big thing, is I was not present in what I was doing. And I don't know.
And I mean, it's understandable considering what you've been through,
Yeah.
So
Oh, I love you for saying that. Thank you. I kind of felt like I was making excuses like that, but it
No,
really felt
you-
like
if any of us had been through what you've been through, we would be the same.
yeah, we
Probably
would have
worse.
all been sneaking outside. No, I'm just joking.
Literally.
No, but seriously, it was just one of those things that it ended up numbing me, and I wasn't able to process what was happening. But if I had processed it at that time altogether, I seriously think I would have had a breakdown.
Right.
It would have been bad. I've had them before, and
Yeah.
it was after my dad died, and I couldn't. And like losing your kids in a sense like that is like, and I just couldn't handle it.
Right?
Anything negative to do with our children is the most painful thing, I think.
It is. So I was like, I can't feel this right now. So now I'm here and I'm feeling everything. So if I get
Good.
emotional on the show and stuff like that,
She's in her feels, guys.
Yeah, no, I'm
she's
in
in
my
her
feelings.
feels.
She's feeling
So,
everything.
yeah.
What would you, if we just had to like quick thought about it, what would you say your January mini goal would be?
You start. I want to know what yours is.
Ooh.
That was a good question.
Put the question
I feel like you're already thinking about it as why. So
on
I'm
the
curious.
spot.
I have been doing a lot of work at trying to, I feel like with all the traveling, I've had a very whirlwind year. And I like the calm that's happening right now in my life. It's been very steady and very calm, and it's allowed me to start gutting my house of things that I do not need and to be
Ooh.
more mindful about things, right?
Good.
So more mindful about what we're putting into our bodies. Like I just checked all of our Teflon pans.
Hey, atta girl.
I don't want any more plastic in my house. You
if
know,
it's easy to get off the pan, it's bad for you.
Yeah, like I opened a drawer and I was like, well, I haven't been in this drawer in a while because my utensils are on the counter. I switched to all wood, but I have this drawer that you can't barely open full of utensils.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, this is where it starts.
Love it.
Right. So on Christmas Day, because we celebrated Christmas Eve. So it was just me and Adam pretty much on Christmas Day because my kids were with their partners and family. So it was just me and him. And I opened that drawer and I was like, this is what I'm doing with my day. And I just kind of gutted my kitchen. Like I haven't been in this drawer in months and months. So clearly I don't use anything in here.
Right.
Right. So if I can just go through and be more conscious about, and I know we talked about this on a show, but this is, if I had one big resolution this year that I want to stick to 100%, like passionately, is I don't want to buy shit anymore.
Yes.
Hey, yeah, that's a great one.
I want to,
That's what our sermon was about today.
I want to fall madly in love and wear it until I have to sew the holes.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like I pulled off these hats because I have all these hats and I'm looking at them and I love this hat? No. Do I love this hat? No. You know, do I love that hat? Yes. You know what I mean? And so out of, 15, 20 hats, I'm madly in love with 3.
Yeah.
And then that's all I need. You know what I mean? I don't need 15. I don't need 20.
This is exactly where I'm at.
Yeah.
This is exactly where I'm at.
I want 5 great pair of jeans that I rip and have to mend. You know what I mean? I want clothes in my closet that when I look at them, I'm in love with those pieces. I don't want to just fill up my closet anymore.
Right.
You know?
Well, they tell you to do that, like buy quality and buy really good pieces that will last for the next 15 years. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And I think the problem is when you're fluctuating weights, like for me, like I fluctuate. So it's like I have this, then I have my winter clothes, I have my summer clothes, but I am 120% there.
Yeah.
Everything you're saying is what I want to do.
It feels so good to buy things. Like I did this in my pantry the other day because I really went on a rampage in my dining room and my kitchen. I just did this
in my pantry
and
too.
I was
You're
just
so
like,
good. I love it.
What is this? What are these? Oh, these I bought at Home Goods. Why? Because it made me feel better.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. And it's an addiction and it makes us feel better. But I've probably got 25 boxes of things that temporarily made me feel better.
What were they? Just do you mind me asking? I'm just curious what it is you're purging out, kind of like I don't need that in my life.
So in my pantry, I had this thing, like this tote thing, and it's in my pantry. So it's full of like cookie things to decorate cookies and different, like 20 different cupcake things and these Christmas cake pans and like I'll never use it. Like for me, I'm just never. So it went in a box and that box sat in there and it hasn't been opened and it wasn't open last year. You know what I mean? Or just there's a lot of, plastic. And I want one baking dish that I absolutely love. And this is why I have it because I love this dish. Not, 15 bowls of plastic and I picked up at Home Goods because I'm a Home Goods shopper. So I need nothing from there, but I need everything at that moment.
Want it. Yeah.
Yeah. and I don't need it. I don't need any more fucking office supplies that are pretty and pretty
So true.
folders and pretty binders and journals I won't write in and more makeup. I don't need it. I want to use what I have and I want to use it up.
Mhm.
And then the next time I have to buy it, I'm going to be like, no, I'm going to wait until I find the best thing that I want for me. Right. So I think that is like,
I love it.
my biggest goal, and not to go out and eat anymore.
Yeah.
I want soul in my house. You know, I want food, good food, you know.
Well, if you're going to go out and eat, then make sure it's because you're with someone else and
Yeah,
you
but-
guys are like,
I was just telling Adam this. How many
With
times did
purpose.
you guys go out to eat as a kid?
Never.
go out
We
to
go to
eat.
McDonald's like once or twice a year.
But fine dining?
Never.
Did you ever go to a
Oh,
restaurant?
No.
Oh no, my nana, but not but not my mom and dad. We maybe
She's
had
only
pizza.
during etiquette class.
Well, she would do things like she knew I loved Red Lobster and stuff. So she would take me places like for my birthday and things like that. But my mom and dad, no. Like pizza every once in a while. We'd go to Dairy Queen and bring it home. We never went out to eat.
Yeah, we didn't have luxuries like that,
Yeah.
right? We just didn't. And it is just
We
become
didn't have the money for it.
the norm, though.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how much you spend
Oh,
doing shit like that?
How about
Out of
DoorDash?
convenience.
I have spent so
Guilty.
much effing money on DoorDash.
On delivery, right?
and I always do Instacart, but in my defense, I don't really have time to go to the grocery store. And when I do go to the grocery store anywhere in town, it's going to be 2 hours.
Right.
So I can't do that. So I need to Instacart. So that I'm not going to fix, but I am going to limit DoorDash to almost nothing.
Yeah.
Is that yours for this January?
It's one of my mini goals, but honestly, everything Gina's saying is exactly what I
I'm
thought.
kind of doing the same thing with so I don't have a lot of clothes and stuff. It seems like literally I've had these leggings for 4 years. I've had this shirt for like 2 years. I really don't buy
You're
a lot
wearing
of
it
clothes.
great, girl. I would never have
Oh,
known.
you're sweet. But I literally I maybe bought 2 dresses last year. I just don't. We don't have the money like that. I can't just spend that way. But that said, it's more like what's in my garage.
Yeah.
It's like letting go of things that don't serve me
That
anymore.
don't
You're
serve you.
holding on to that for some sort of memory. What's the memory? And is it necessary? And will you use it again? Is it heirloom quality so I can give it to my boys? Or am I holding on to it because something inside me just feels better about it?
Right.
That doesn't matter. That's
Yeah,
earthly.
it's
and
100%.
I
think
want to
it's
start
just-
storing up my treasures for
Yes.
heaven, not like good
Yes.
deeds,
Yeah.
like good things that I'm doing with my family and things like that. Not this like material, earthly
Just
crap that I'm gonna.
Yeah.
getting back to our roots.
Gina and I were talking about this.
You mean
because
rooted warriors?
Rooted warriors.
Yeah.
Gina and I
Yeah.
were talking about this because what I really want to do and my main goal for 2025. So I love these mini goal things because this is like right up the alley.
Mhm.
But to what Gina was saying about purging, my closet's always a nightmare. So that'd be great too to purge that. But my main thing is that Hannah was talking about some sort of kitchen equipment. And I was thinking, I had one of those. I'm like, no, Broad, you have one. It's somewhere in that freaking garage, that toilet of a garage you guys have. You have like probably 2 of those there. And so I realized like I need to start purging. I need to start going through stuff because I haven't seen, I had Bob buy this cabinet to put all of my kitchen appliances that you don't use all the time. I haven't opened it in like a year.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck? Why do I have stuff in this thing? I need to get it all out, clean everything, figure out what I'm going to keep. What can I give to the girls? What can I give away to other people? Like,
Yeah.
enough is enough. This is
Or
silly.
donate it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Moms would love to make
It's
bread
silly.
with their
It's
kids.
silly. So, and to Gina's thing, I have a bunch of cookie cutters that I'm never going to use. Let's be real. Like, no matter what, I'm not going to be doing that with my grandkid. Like, I'm going to like get sugar cookies and cut them up and we're going to do it like that. I'm
Or
not-
you'll buy them if you ever need them.
I'm
but
not
you don't
worried
need
about
it now.
And I don't need it right now. So I need to
Right.
do that. So that's a mini goal. But my big goal for 2025 is I really want to buy a piece of property and I want to buy a good sized piece of property.
I love it.
And I was telling Gina, I'd like to have somebody that has some cattle on my property. So that way I can lease it to them and get cattle from them
It's a great idea.
that we butcher and have for our family.
Mhm.
I'd like to have a bee farmer come out and put their bees out there and get free honey out of it.
I love all this.
I want to have some chickens. some goats. That this is a goal of mine that by the end of 2025, that hopefully we can kind of work towards that. I know that it's not a goal of Bob's right now. I would like to turn him that way. I think part of it is just where he's at in his life. Like he's very comfortable. We have a very nice home in a very nice area. So he's very comfortable, but I want to live a different life. Like I'm not a big neighbor person. Like I'm not the type that's going to come over and have coffee with you. Like it's just not how I am. I have my people, I have my thing. That's kind of it. I want to live out in the country and I want to live a certain way. And
does Bob
I've
have
realized
inflammation and stuff?
No, but he has really bad back issues.
Okay.
He has scoliosis. It's adult scoliosis and it's really, really bad. He probably will need back surgery.
What about his health or his mind or anything? Like, would he benefit from good beef and stuff like that?
All
is
that
what I mean?
would definitely help him. Would definitely wouldn't hurt him.
Well, everybody would, but I just didn't know if maybe
I think it'd
that
be good.
would sell
I think it'd be
him.
good for him for sure. But so that's a goal of mine. It doesn't mean it's obtainable right now, but it is something that I want to make a goal and I want to figure out a way to make it obtainable. Because it's not just about finances, it's about what works for our business, what works for us. Because if I'm way out in the middle of nowhere, is that reality for us as a company right now? I feel like I can make it work.
But could you make it in a year? You know what I mean? Like you said?
Yeah, like maybe 2026.
Do you know this woman? Because this woman can open a restaurant in 5 days.
But could she pull away from it within the year enough to be able to live out in the country?
I think that would be like the big thing is because like Gina was talking about all, her sewing and stuff. My God, it's like so time consuming. Like I would love to have a hobby that I do like that, but it's so time consuming. Like I don't know that I can do it right now. And if I own a ranch setup like that, I want to do certain things. I want to take care of my chickens myself. Just like I said, I'm willing. Obviously, I don't know anything about cattle. I want somebody to come out and lease the land and do that. I want a bee farmer to come out and deal with the bees. But I want to be the chicken lady. Like I want to do that. I want to deal with our goats. Like I want to do that. Like
they say, all you need is one chicken to change your life.
No, I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it. And
they said it reduces anxiety and stress. And
I believe it.
100%.
100%.
I think one of the most happy times of my life was raising chickens.
I believe it.
It was so magical. And it is.
She was good at it too.
Yeah.
She was the best chicken lady ever.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes. If you get chickens, I'll make you a chicken apron.
Oh my God, I'm so
with
excited.
the little pockets for all your eggs when you go collect all your eggs.
How cute is that? Oh my gosh. So
maybe I'll make you one and then I'm going to manifest
we're gonna manifest
it
happening.
Yes.
And then, it's about prioritizing, right? So like, I don't need DoorDash. I don't need Amazon showing up to my house every freaking day. And by making that kind of move, it's not even reality. I will not be able to get those things there.
Yeah.
And I want to live the last half of my life totally different than the first half of my life.
Do you see yourself canceling your Amazon Prime account?
I mean, might
eventually.
be hard for business because I use it for a lot of business. And I see
all of our heads went.
As I see everything of my personal life being delivered to my office when I'm on my big ranch somewhere. But that being said, I do want to live completely different. I want to travel. We talked about travel. Another mini goal of mine is I want 3 trips this year. Maybe 2 big, exciting ones and then 1 like little one. But I do want to do the trips. I want to spend a lot of time with my grandchild and hopefully Hannah and Ethan get pregnant here pretty soon. And we have another little one coming soon. So I want to spend that time. And I want to be really mindful with my boundaries still, because I have a tendency to set up the boundary, which we had talked about a few months ago. And then I take it down because it's what's convenient for others. It helps others. So I allow that. And I'm not going to do that. I'm going to continue with my solid boundaries and be respectful about it.
Oh, I love it.
So yeah.
Oh, it's me.
Wow. Hi, Andie.
Hi.
I think my overall goal is to keep coming, everything I do coming from a place of love. 1 and 2, intentionality, like that I am intentionally doing this. So if you buy something on Amazon, you've done your research, this is the one, you're doing this for A, B, and C, not just because it looks pretty and you want it on your counter, but like because it's intentional. So those are kind of my big goals in a sense. And I guess I could start on that. But my other big goal is I used to be, when Cameron was diagnosed, I was very into health and I was very into pure eating and clean eating. And I was just really meticulous about it because it had to do with my baby. And so I like rid our whole house of regular toothpaste and deodorant. And I just started making our laundry soap and stuff like that. I just started doing all that. And then it's interesting, after you're done having children and they grow up, and there's a level of being a mom that is just very, in a sense, thankless. You know what I mean? Like, I just sound so bad, but you're just not appreciated.
From everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone in your life. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was such, you can ask Greg, it was just such a huge part of my life that I have pulled back from it. And so now, not just for my kids, but like because it's not really about them anymore. And like when it comes to that, but my grandkids, but for myself, I want to dive back into that kind of obsession of how do I fight these diseases, and how do I get clean eating and wear clean. Like that's part of sewing your own clothes, is you could pick your own fabric and you're not wearing plastic anymore.
And do you know that
that's like a big
that
deal?
Fabrics have a vibration to them.
Yeah.
It's one reason why in the Old Testament they said you couldn't combine clothing because they would cancel each other out.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Antimicrobial and whatever.
Yeah.
And they would cancel each other out.
Linen is the highest form of vibrational clothing that you
But it's
can
really
wear.
hard to find, and it's really expensive when you do find it. So it's like, what do? You can almost sew your own things, or you could buy them used. I love buying used stuff like that.
Right.
If I can find it pre-owned, I will.
Mm-hmm.
I will do it. Threads is one of my favorite places, and going even Marketplace and stuff like that. If you can get it from the right
Hannah
people.
has one that she does online that's like that. And so Katie has a couple too.
Yeah. It's just and then
It's
if you
Macari or something like that.
I don't
Does that ring a bell?
I think that is something, but
Something.
not sure
I don't know
which
what it is. Anyways, I don't know. That name just came to my head. I
platform
don't know
it
what
is.
And I probably slaughtered it because I'm Mo. But
Who knows? But make people look it up. Correct us if we're wrong.
Yeah, who cares?
But I think that's just more what it's about. And it's also, I think, not moving, like not allowing myself to be moved by actions of other people or
There you go.
decisions of other
there you
people.
go.
Just being. I know
Not
what
being reactive.
100%. I know what I'm here to do, or what I'm supposed to be doing. And it, again, if it doesn't serve me, then why even react to it?
Right.
Like we were talking about something that just happened with how I was treated, like during an event or something. And although I'm glad I know about it, I'm not going to react in a sense where I can't let it move me that way, because that's how you break yourself. And
They win.
I can't.
And they
I just
win.
can't anymore.
Yeah. And it's
So.
learning emotional intelligence, right?
It is.
And
It is.
spiritual maturity. It's
Yeah.
like both of those things. It's just like, it is an intelligence. It's a wisdom thing. It's actually my biggest prayer is wisdom. Just keep pouring wisdom into me. I almost can see him pouring it in me. I'm trying, like, please, I need it so much. But like, if you can just stem from that place. So anyway, those are mine. And so for the first month, I don't know. I just thought that purging was a big one.
Cleansing. So I think that January should be like our
Cleansing
cleansing
month.
month.
We should do it together.
Let's
Yes.
just do a cleansing month
Yeah.
on January. Let's just say that right now.
And maybe we can research where we can donate things to.
Yes.
And maybe it can be to a woman's home.
Ooh,
I think
I
that's
like
a
that.
great idea.
where
I know.
nobody's profiting but the women.
The women.
Yeah.
I love it.
My housekeeper, she works for a recovery
Uh-huh.
place, and she helps women get back on their feet and get jobs and things like
Okay.
that.
Yeah. It's
And
great.
try to be better moms and that
Yeah.
kind of thing. And I'm so about that. Like
Let's
Let's
do
get
that.
some
Let's
numbers. Let's start
purge
donating. Yeah, let's
and
start donating.
Donate it to
100%. I think that's great.
It can benefit.
I love
and
that.
if anybody else wants to join us in a purge
Please.
in a way where
Please,
they
let's
want
do it
us,
together. We'll do
Yeah.
it. We'll do
Yeah.
it together. We'll pick it up from you. We'll donate it.
Totally.
We'll take care of it for you.
We can
Yeah,
all do
we can
that.
all help with that. I think that would be awesome, and I think it's good for everyone involved.
Yeah.
Me too. And there's only good that can come from that.
That's right.
Yeah.
Nothing bad comes from
You're
that.
loving so hard through that. Because when you get rid of this, it's like, okay, I kind of love this, but would someone else need
Love
it or
it
love
more.
it more?
Yeah.
One man's junk is another man's treasure.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
I just love this idea.
Yeah,
It's
I
so
love
good.
Well,
We just need to come
I'm
up with the
super
next ones,
excited
too.
about 2025.
Yes.
I think it's going to be good for us spiritually, mentally, physically, and in business for all of us. I think it's going to be a good
Economically
year.
and government wise.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good
Administration.
year. I'm super excited.
Me too.
This is Mighty Mo stepping into 2025 with hope and determination. Tribe, remember, resolutions are not just about changing our habits. They're about creating a shift in our life that aligns with your truth. Stay focused, stay rooted, and take it one step at a time. And let's make this year unforgettable for all of us. Feel blessed, be blessed.